State University of Science and Technology was established on 6th August 1980 by the law of Rivers State House of Assembly. The law provided that the assets and liabilities of the former College of Science and Technology, CST, be transferred to the new university. Alumni of the good old days of Rivers State University of Science and Technology will heave a huge sigh of relief upon witnessing an actualization of the dream of the founding fathers of the university in the record-breaking performance of Professor Barineme Beke Fakae, Vice Chancellor 2007 to 2015.
The Rivers State people thought about having a tertiary institution. First of all, they started with what was called College of Science and Technology, and that metamorphosed into what we now have today as the Rivers State University of Science and Technology. The vision of this university, as it were, to establish a world-class and uncommon university that will be structurally and philosophically oriented to solve the practical and challenging problems of the region. That was set to, with some guiding missions statement, because the university was set to seek to offer men and women unique educational opportunity and experience for the pursuit of learning the relevant branches of knowledge. To this end, the institution, as of now, encourages and promotes excellence in original and creative and scholarly research, whether basic or applied, in fostering a learning process with problem-solving content. This university actually supports and sustains expansion of frontiers of human knowledge in the various disciplines, responding especially to the contemporary scientific and technical demands and challenges of our own society through the approach which is anchored on excellence and creativity. Incidentally, excellence and creativity is the motto of the Rivers State University of Science and Technology.
Titled Project of Projects. This documentary captures a highly creative effort of a scientist and astute administrator in driving the mandate of his principal, Right Honorable Rotimi Chubike Amechi, visitor of the university during the period under consideration. The mandate was one of a rescue mission to a university described by the visitor as dead and buried.
This university had its dark days, the times of cultism, exam malpractices, commercialization of grades, sale of grades as it were, and an infrastructural decay. I think these were the dark days. These dark days also were filled with forced closures of the university. The university, from 2006 to about 2012, had already been closed 21 times, different type of strikes, warning strike, they said, either national sympathy strike and local strike. Those things created different closures and made breaches in the continuity of the calendar of the university. Of course, that made it very, very annoying, and that is why in 2007, His Excellency Right Honorable Chibike Rotimi Amechi, the Executive Governor of Rivers State, who is the visitor of the university, had to terminate the administration that existed by that time. And the main reason was because the university had infrastructural decay. 80% of the programs were without full accreditation. Poor service delivery, and we know. And what we saw was records in shambles. If you put all these things together, apart from the cultism that was very rampant in the university, it gave the university a credibility problem. Now, that is why now the governor came in as the visitor and described the university as dead and buried in terms of its product and its learning environment. And so he gave a mandate to the new administration, which my humble self was asked to head. That mandate was you should rescue the university to world-class standard. That was a tall mandate. And so that is why I normally say I wasn't actually just appointed as a vice chancellor, but I was a vice chancellor with a mandate to rescue the university to a particular standard.
This is an executive brief by Professor Beke Fakae on how he and his administration changed the fortunes of Nigeria's premier University of Science and Technology from her dark ages of decay and abandonment to one that is worthy of international laurels and referrals as the best regional university in Nigeria. Rivers State University of Science and Technology, now a beautiful bride, has come a long way. The institution was established in 1980, the first state-owned university in Nigeria, to address critical research and manpower needs of one of the world's richest, yet most challenging sub-regions, the Niger Delta. The university lived up to this challenge in her early beginnings. Many years of infrastructure decay, governmental neglect in funding, and a poor culture of academic pursuits later robbed the university of her former glory.
Work began in earnest because what we had to do, first of all, looking at the environmental things, had to clear the place. We did not bring down anything less than 300 trees that were tired. Some were falling on houses, and the roots of some were destroying the septic tanks, and the whole environment really looked bad. And so decided to take care of the environment and get the place cleared. Then went on to put on facilities that will enhance accreditation. Made sure that we got the relevant materials into the laboratories as much as possible. The materials that were brought in were demand-driven. Demand-driven in the sense that it was the things that were needed that were provided. Because sometimes you just provide the things on a list of accreditation, and those things are never used, and that really turned to be, a waste.
Today, there is change, massive infrastructural change and environmental recovery that is complemented with an enviable upward thrust in academic standards and practices.
We have actually recovered the environment. By Rio +20, this university made commitments to two deliverables. One was to green our environment. The second one was to now pursue sustainable educational development. And the deadline or the timeline that was put was that by 2015, these two deliverables have been completed. Actually, there's recovery from environmental degradation in UST because the greening of our environment is it's so good, it's impeccable. Those who fly over UST, really compliment or really give good compliments about how we've been able to manage our environment. Now, what we've done, a lot of things have changed. The administration building, where the Vice Chancellor now stays, is actually very inviting to get around our own environment. Not only that, we now have to make sure that there is a fountain. The fountain has meaning because the water from the fountain is shooting straight into the air, showing so much vigor. And that is exactly the science and technology and the vigor with which this university would drive the whole region. It has come back. And so once work starts, that fountain is on until close of work. And it is signifying something for us. This is River State, water jutting so high, higher even than the flag that is by the side. But But that's just, you know, a little bit of description about what we have. But the office now, if anybody has looked at it before and what it is now, will understand that a tall statement is being made about the change that has been brought about in UST. Truly speaking, there's restoration of infrastructure apart from the environmental, recovery, restoration of the infrastructure. Not only that, new ones are being put together. No more again would people probably sit in the convocation arena with shabby environment and the legs sticking out on the other side to try to write exam, what they call mass exam. Because now our lecture theaters are better, well equipped as it were, than we had before.
What you find today in Rivers State University of Science and Technology in infrastructural transformation is huge. By 2005, over 80% of the university's academic programs had lost accreditation. Threats of possible sanctions from Nigerian Universities Commission (NUC) over inadequate conditions for academic and institutional accreditation had already been issued by the Commission. Consequently, it was necessary to devote a great deal of attention and resources to a wide range of infrastructural work at the time of its assumption of office as Vice Chancellor in 2007.
We were lucky to have a man who, at that time, was almost like sent by God to deliver the university. But the time wasn't there, because at this time, when he came, in terms of the administrative standing of the university, with so many departments not having accreditation, there are lots needed to be done to be able to correct things. If accreditation is going to come, there must be physical facility. They need classrooms, they have to sit down, they need offices. The environment has to be right for accreditation to take place. And so he told us, we can make it. That was an assurance from a leader. It's possible, we can make it, we can do it. And we see ourselves running through 3, 4, 5, 6 projects in one day, commencing them, moving on. And our leader, the Vice Chancellor, Prof Fakae, is somebody who will commend any day, anytime. A man who will allow you to give your professional advice. Intelligent as he is, he had a lot of vision. In fact, sometimes when you see him, it's difficult to pitch him and say, this man is a scientist, he's an engineer, he's an architect, because he seems to know many things. But he will allow you and take professional advice. And any professional will be very happy about that.
The achievement that has been made is that we remember that at the beginning, only 8 programs were accredited of the 39 programs that were mounted by the university. But we are proud to announce, and which it is, and I tell everybody, all our programs are now fully accredited by the National Universities Commission.
Over 300 jobs were awarded for the envisaged transformation program. They included rehabilitation of some structures, while others required outright demolition and reconstruction. In a quick response to NUC threats of sanctions, the frontline infrastructure included brand new faculty buildings, laboratories for various departments that needed them, workshops, environmental sciences studios, lecture theaters, classroom blocks, staff quarters of various categories and students' hostels. There were also the fish pond, abattoir, piggery, and other livestock facilities. Others were the perimeter fence reconstruction, drainage works, and leisure facilities like the basketball pitch located by the amphitheater. One of the major high points is the massive upgrade of the over 6,000-seater capacity state-of-the-art convocation arena, located in a well-kept green verge with palm trees lined in a beautiful pattern. In this event-ready facility, upgraded to its present status by Professor Beke Fakae's administration, matriculation and convocation ceremonies and other major public events are hosted.
The environment with good car parking space, that really makes it ready at any time for anybody who wants to do an event and for the university to carry on the programs that they have to do.
The time was in this university where even lectures had to take place in convocation arena. Open space, very unsightly for a university of this standing. But, you know, a works department would want to get feedback from the academic areas. They tell us. But one of the things we noticed was the admission was corrected. But there was a time of overpopulation. A single classroom that's going to have 1,000 students in one department. Which hall would they sit? How will they take the lectures? So the first thing we noted that the vice chancellor was to control admission. Then, oh, look, we need large halls, we need large this. Vice chancellor, let's do it this way. Or vice chancellor tells you, do this. Of course, as he's telling you to do it, he is there to watch you. He doesn't say and go back home. He says it and he's there. One of the things that helped us to succeed is that we saw a man, a leader, who is saying, move, and he's there before you. And in such a thing, no matter how lazy or how heavy you are, you must move because the leader has moved. When he tells you move, we move. Most of our decisions were not taken in the office. We take decisions on the site. Oh, the director was, we need to do this one, we need to do the other one. The decision is taken on the site. So when we raise memo, VC, we discussed. VC, you directed. And things were easy. So even if there were 10, even if there were 20, at that time, it was easy. Approvals for works completed or actions to make progress. Vice Chancellor does not wait until he sits down in the office. Many of the approvals he gave at the top of his boot. Because these are things, he is there on site, he has seen it, it's been done. He says, VC approve, he gives approval.
What you find here is a showcase of good culture of environmental management that took the university from the era of bush cutting to regular lawn maintenance. Drainages are freed and given facelifts.
We try to make sure that we improve the place. And that's why people drive around the campus and they probably cannot find a single pothole. And also new roads we had to develop to make sure there's connectivity. And that's why we had to fit a new road, you know, to make sure we had a link between our ultra-modern Rotimi Amechi Center for Advanced Manufacturing, which is one of the 9 centers of excellence that we have in the country. Incidentally, it is only the one which we call RACAM that is the one that is functioning, and it's Naseni partnered with us to put that Rotimi Amechi Center for Advanced Manufacturing. Then that structure, as it were, it's not a structure, or the center doesn't operate just within the university. It actually serves the whole community or the manufacturing industry, because it's where a number of items are developed and also put into production.
Like the convocation arena, the amphitheater also witnessed its own upgrade with overhead projectors and adequate air conditioning systems to make it suitable for public and academic lectures. The Vice Chancellor's Lodge was a model showpiece that was needed to provide the adequate environment for hosting executive guests and children's parties, apart from providing a befitting campus residence for Vice Chancellors. The University Staff School and the International Secondary School were not left out in the baptism of infrastructural transformation.
One big challenge that has been in UST had been that of electrical installations, where a number of people who work in such places have had their hands burnt because they are unable to fix the faults. But this university now has a panel, and this university was the first to import this panel all the way from Italy, a panel produced by IBB, and such that nobody goes to fix fuses. It's after UST had done this installation that over 100 companies in Nigeria now who are serious have brought these panels into their installation. We want to thank God, because once you take care of power, it is definitely one of the things that add to the whole list of providing enabling environment. The night in UST is not night. The daylight is almost, in the night, in the sense that all the street lights are on. And again, UST, this particular administration, introduced the use of energy bulbs, and that has made a difference in the whole campus.
Today, the the entire university environment is suitable not only for studies, but for leisure. There is peace and security in the university. Even at night, students can freely study in their classrooms far into the early hours of the next morning. Next to a very clean university environment and massive infrastructural development came the journey towards making Rivers State University of Science and Technology an e-university and the foremost of its kind. When he came on board as the Vice-Chancellor in 2007, he met a manual system of operation. Tons of hard copies of essential documents were laid up and exposed to wear and tear over the decades. With the manual typewriter being in vogue, access to and/or retrieval of information was very cumbersome. The entire university system has become computerized with internet accessibility. The e-learning academy of the university hosts a major computer laboratory of over 1,000 systems fully networked for students and JAMB examinations, post-UME tests, executive trainings for major companies and governmental institutions.
ICT has changed the business of education in the university. All our processes are online. Before you came in, I was receiving a report from the admissions officer who just returned from JAM technical meeting. You will not believe that our admission list is out. This is because of ICT. Some universities could not meet up, but we were able to attend that meeting and produce our results.
Without fear of contradiction, the Rivers State University of Science and Technology is the foremost e-varsity in the country. In all ramifications, the Rivers State University of Science and Technology is giving direction to e-intervention in educational pursuit in the country. The university now has up to 13 years result online because we decided to mine data. At the time, we migrated all our data to make sure that those who graduate will be able to have their result. As of now, all graduates in our own university receive both their certificate and their transcript at graduation. This is what others have found very difficult to do, but we decided to take the bull by the horn.
Our students can get their results from anywhere in the world. They can log in and get their results anywhere in the world because all our results are online. The registration we are talking about in the university is online. Students will now clear after the admission process, and that too is online. We used to do it manually, which used to take us so many days to ensure so many weeks. At least we spend 2 weeks for clearance exercise, but it's done online now. So I think ICT has changed the business of education in this university, and things have become easier for us in the administration.
Rivers State University of Science and Technology was the first, or still the first state university that came. That's why we said the premier state university and premier university of science and technology. Now it is good for us to keep leading in this way. Our certificates cannot be faked in the sense that they actually altogether 10 security features in a single certificate. It's almost like money, as it were, and what our currency will look like in terms of security that is put in. This university decided to move this fast by insisting that the university must be transformed to a functional e-university. Because in other places, computers are put and they are standing idly on their own. But in this place, the computers that are seen are integrated. Because of that, the university has to follow an ICT master plan. And the first we had to do was to develop an interactive, integrated, and enterprise-wide portal, which is the database management tool. This is where we do most of our testing, and that is why it is possible to do exams online, and the students are able to see their results there and then. One interesting thing about our university now is not only that we are not on strike, but we've regularized to the point that we are starting again in October, and by the time we start in October, people have seen all the results of the last semester. Our own website, www.ust.edu.ng, is one of those websites that people may visit and will not understand that this is a university that is in Nigeria. It was possible to develop the wide area network to make sure that we had a campus-wide internet service. And what we had to do in the first few years that we started developing this was that the whole campus came under the cloud of internet, to the point that even the neighboring communities could receive from us our signal. And for the total 1 year, these signals could be received free and anybody could have access. It was service to the community and also a period of creating links with us and getting people addicted to using the internet. We succeeded in doing that. After that, we had to move on to developing world-class ICT center, this responding effectively to the challenges of the information age. We had to initiate the Computer for All program, which means any child that will want computer can always pick a computer at very low cost, and then will pay through the period of staying in the university. We have developed partnership with world-class ICT groups. We have like Forest, which is our local organization that is doing so well, Microsoft, Intel, Cisco, and other computer personnel and the companies that have helped us, to come this far. We've also now done capacity development such that students and lecturers are trained through our IT academy. But where are we heading to? This university intends to make sure that we have full development of online content and resources and mobile apps for lecturers and students, because that is where the world is going to. And we've been able to develop our own tablet, and we are now trying to perfect and making sure that all resources that are needed can be gotten from what we have called our Edu shelf. What is the thing that we are emphasizing? It is that everyone in the university should know how to turn on a computer, start and stop simple programs, save and print information. So one may not need to be a computer guru, but that's why we had to put a leading slogan that says, learn computer by use of computer. With that, then you don't take an extra task of just taking it as a course, but you know that it's a digital way of living. Today, the Rivers State University of Science and Technology can boast of running the most robust campus management system, which is still scalable. The university has the largest ICT center, which houses about 1,000 computer units with standby generator, 375 kVA alternative power supply. Because of ICT, a number of things have happened. Not only that the staff are trained, Senate had made it compulsory for all students of the university to have an ICT certification from Microsoft, irrespective of their course of study, to make them more viable in the market as they graduate, in which case it is an enhancement of our certificate in the sense that a graduate from Rivers State University of Science and Technology will not only have the academic certificate, but also will have a certification to show that the person is IT compliant. Today, the Rivers State University of Science and Technology runs a paperless Senate that we call e-Senate, in the sense that nobody comes to Senate with any piece of paper. There's Senate every month, the last Thursday of every month. And we run totally paperless. By the 200th Senate, it was marked by ensuring that people who enter Senate enter through biometric means, in which case, in the Rivers State University of Science and Technology, people no more sign papers to show that they attended Senate. it is by fingerprint. And that has made a lot of difference. That if you are not in Senate, you are not in Senate. This university have successfully implemented e-exam, which now removes all irregularities and difficulties that one used to find with manual examination. For example, once the students enter most of the first year courses that are run as joint courses, at the end of the exam, just by pressing a button, end exam, the result eventually is shown, in which case no student will be in doubt of what his or her score should be. And again, there is a rapid upload of examination result that will make it that by the end of the session, you are able to know your performance, to know how you prepare as you come in the next session. When we do it exam, there's really a good enabling environment. The whole hall is air conditioned. Nobody can compare figures, in which case there are no distractions when you are taking the exam. Impersonation is actually zero, in the sense that anybody who is entering to take the exam, there is also the picture of the person showing along as it's uploaded, on the screen.
With most of the administrative components of the university online, an internet Wi-Fi cloud all around the campus, a good partnership to provide devices for all staff and students of the university on the deployment of the university's research and e-learning platform, among others. The ground is set for the university to progress into the virtual learning environment. By January 2015, the university became the first tertiary institution in Nigeria to acquire and install the multi-boards as part of its journey to the virtual learning environment, VLE. This uncommon ICT system is engineered by some alumni of the university under the umbrella of Simforest Limited. There is a stabilized academic calendar, and strikes by lecturers is no longer an option. This has created the desired atmosphere for local and international collaborations.
This administration decided to take a bold step to produce the first academic brief. 3 things are needed for universities to be established. One is the law, the second one is the master plan, and the third one is the academic brief. It may shock us to understand that until recently, our university did not have an academic brief. Now, we have an academic brief that started from 2007, 2008 to 2000. It's going to by 2016, 2017, it can then be reviewed. And we are happy that we are able to produce the first academic brief ever.
This new profile of the university has attracted national and international attention. The Nigerian Universities Commission NUC cites RSUST as a model to emulate by other universities in Nigeria.
At the end of 2012, this university shot up from the 76th position that it occupied, about 7 years ago, to the 19th position on the World Webometric Ranking Table of Nigerian universities. At the end of 2013, the university hit the 12th position, becoming the best state-owned university in the country. No wonder the Europe Business Assembly in Oxford had to give the university a Best Regional University Award. That was 2003, and that was now to last for 5 years. Incidentally, once this award came to the university, the Vice Chancellor was also given Manager of the Year Award, which actually runs within the same time. And that is why this university is, for now, permanently on the website of the Europe Business Assembly.
You can see that the university has come back to its glory. Apart from that, when you talk of security, you used to know what used to happen you are aware of what used to happen in UST when we used to run helter-skelter in this university because of cultism. And cultism, I can tell you, is a thing of the past. We have a very calm environment, calm atmosphere in this place. So I think things are becoming better in the university.
The university has taken a big lead by making sure that story buildings are put in place. For example, the science block which we can see. It's the provision that is there is not, buildings are not just made and left, they are built and also furnished. That the science block came on, and another block again has come on for science, to make sure that they will be able to leave the environment that they've been squeezing themselves with engineering. This second science block, or both the first and the second, had been sponsored by the TED Funds, who's been our partner in developing the university. We are very grateful because TED Fund has really been steadfast with us. We have recovered what we call what was called the Senate building. As it is now, work is getting complete on it to make sure it is functional. It was agreed that the administration building be given a name, and incidentally, it's been agreed that it should be named after the first registrar of the university, which transformed from CST to UST, and that is Dr. Francis Ella. It's the first thing one sees when one gets into the university. Having mentioned that, we really, as it were again, took the bull by the horn by making sure that we had a functional car park, or what we call the taxi ranks. It took us quite a lot to develop the very muddy place to where people can come in today and see the taxis all put in their ranks, because the first thing that one sees when one is entering the campus. The different laboratories have been so equipped. There's one of them that is in crop science that is better than the lab I used while I studied in Edinburgh. And I think this is what we are thinking that we should be doing to make sure that our university functions. In terms of science equipment, we've done so much in that area. When we are talking about fine equipment with which to do measurements, yes, we are having, the AS machines, which will have 3, but one alone will be able to take care of the whole of eastern Nigeria, but this university has 3. We are talking about the freeze dryer. We have 3, when one alone can do for the whole university. So a university of science and technology will definitely lead the community to where the world is going to. That is why we now emphasize the need for workers and students in our university to be with enhanced e-capacity. With the current developmental stride and continuous support from government and private sector, and also the alumni of the university, RSUST is poised to contribute immensely to the educational sector of the Niger Delta and Nigeria. Our university must continue to promote students' achievement for global competitiveness, fostering educational excellence and creativity. The university has only one choice. Rivers State University of Science and Technology, as a premier university of science and technology in our country, must be world-class.
Professor Barineme Beke Fakae has set the university back on track to reflect the RSUST dream of the founding fathers. A dream that is reflected in the university anthem, written by Professor S. Duroha with melody composed by Professor Adam Fibresima in 1989. The anthem, which was never in use, has become a regular signature in all university activities at the instance of Professor B.B. Fakae. Harmonization and music production of the anthem was done by Adonye Omumbo People.